What's up, good people? You know who it is. It's Leo with LIT Mobile Spa, located out here in Pennsauken, New Jersey. And what you're gonna see today is me transform this dirty, moldy vehicle into like new condition. Have you ever had a vehicle this dirty? How much did you charge? Let me know in the comments. But for now, let's get this video started. Funny thing is, I actually got this customer through Google, but they live more than an hour away. So he said he found me through Google, and then he went on Instagram and saw some of my work, and that's where he actually contacted me through Instagram. But he originally found me via Google. Power of Google, y'all. The package they received was, I would say it was like a full, like an extreme full detail service. I actually, thinking back, I actually did not charge enough because at the time I wasn't aware of how serious working with mold can be. So I actually should have charged and could have charged more, but the service they asked for was pretty much a full detail, like an extreme full detail. But going back or looking back in retrospect, it should have been even beyond that. I do not do that for any details. One, I'm mobile. Time is of the essence, as they say. So it's time consuming trying to find the right bolts to fit the car and all. And then I don't want to be liable or responsible for not putting them back properly. Or if, something happens after I'm done with the detail, they can blame me for it. I don't want that responsibility. I don't want that damage control, so to speak. So I do not remove any seats, ever. What are the challenges of detailing in the snow? Well, besides it being cold, in this particular detail, it wasn't too cold. Like I could actually work comfortably. I didn't have to take any breaks to kind of warm my hands or heat up my hands or anything. It wasn't that cold. But the fact that the vehicle was in like a bed of snow, that wasn't helpful. I had to kind of work around that, but it was cool. I try to never complain about anything. I just go in there and do my work, do what I need to do. But overall in the snow, it's just, it's tough because sometimes you got to take a break. You got to warm up your hands. You got to warm up your body. And then that's time, not wasted, but that's time added on to what you could be doing working wise. But I've had the detail before where it was actually, the vehicle was on a sheet of ice. They didn't shovel the driveway. My feet were freezing working and walking on top of the ice, and I had boots on. So those are the kind of things that you can deal with working in the snow, but I didn't have to worry about that part this time. What did you tell the customer about the condition of the vehicle? Well, the customer pretty much knew the condition of the vehicle was bad because it actually sat for 5 years prior to me servicing it. So he knew what it was, but and thankfully he understood. But when I got there, I told him, in conversation, that that was the worst one that I've actually worked on. I had another client, a potential client, whose vehicle was even worse with mold, and that they had leather seats. But they ended up canceling the day before the detail because they didn't like the price, and that price was cheaper than the price of this one. Go figure. How much did you charge him? Man, I don't even want to say. I'm kind of embarrassed to say, but it was I want to say it was $300. It could have been at the max $400. It was no more than $400. So I want to say between $300 and $400 is what I charged them. But again, looking back in retrospect and the knowledge I have now, I should have charged way more. And could have charged way more. But it is what it is. You live and you learn. It's a business. Know for the next time. How does a car get that bad? Well, I mean, it's many different ways that can happen. I mean, typically mold is built up from like a spill, like you spill juice, milk, water, anything on the car, carpet. To me, from what I understand, it's usually that cloth material, and the mold starts to build up from there. Leave the windows down and it rains, water gets in there. Even from the windows being up and it being so humid, it can get so humid in the car that mold can build that way. But again, this Jeep sat for 5 years. If I'm not mistaken, it sat 3 or 4 years in one location, and the customer bought it. Then it sat for another year at his location. So 5 years just sitting there. It could have been any combination of those three things. How long did this detail take you? And what would you do differently next time? This detail, because I did the outside as well, took me, I'm gonna say 5 or 6 hours. I started at 9. I was done close to 3. So that's like 6 hours. Yeah, so it took me about 6 hours inside and outside, full detail. What would I do differently? Well, 1, I would charge more. 2, I wouldn't have done it in that cold, in the snow at least. I wouldn't have done it in 100-degree weather, but I would have made sure the conditions were a little better weather-wise. Maybe had help, maybe had a helper, because it was a lot. It was a lot, and it was just me. It was only me, which I'm not complaining about, but I probably would have done that differently. Maybe a couple different products here and there too would have helped. There you have it. That was a look at my mold detail package. Do me a favor and let me know in the comments how your last detail went and whether or not you've ever had any details this bad. Also, let me know in the comments if you like this video and want to see more. Also, I need a favor. Please like the video and subscribe to my channel. And you can also follow me on Instagram or TikTok, Lit Mobile Spa. And don't forget, pamper your vehicle.